There have been many high-profile acquisition failures throughout the history, but there was one acquisition that destroyed billions in shareholder value and crippled both companies for years. This acquisition is neither Twitter nor the merger between Google and Motorola, and not even Microsoft and Nokia deal. This most infamous and costly acquisition took place during the dot-com boom, and after the bubble burst, the company recorded a staggering loss of $99 billion in less than 2 years. This transaction is considered one of the worst mergers of all time. It was the merger between AOL and Time Warner. AOL was a leading provider of internet services, while Time Warner was a media giant with interest in television, film, and publishing. The merger was intended to create a powerful new media empire that would dominate the emerging digital landscape. However, what was supposed to be a marriage made in corporate heaven turned into one of the most disastrous mergers in history. The integration of two companies was plagued by mismanagement, strategic errors, and the financial losses. By the end of 2002, the combined company had lost over $200 billion in market value. The AOL-Time Warner merger is often cited as a cautionary tale about the dangers of overvaluing companies and failing to properly integrate them. It is considered one of the worst acquisitions in history due to massive financial losses and damage to the reputations of both companies. In today's video, we will explore the AOL-Time Warner merger, its failure and lessons learned, and finally the impact of this deal on the digital landscape. So if you are interested to know more about this most infamous and expensive acquisition in the history of tech, then stick around. In the 1990s, the internet was a rapidly growing phenomenon, and one company that played a significant role to bring the internet in our homes was America Online, better known as AOL. Founded in 1983 as a dial-up service provider, AOL grew to become the largest internet provider in the world, with over 30 million users by the year 2000. AOL offered a wide range of online services, including email, instant messaging, chat rooms, and access to news, sports, and entertainment content. It was a pioneer in the early days of internet, and its famous "You have got mail" greeting became an iconic sound of the era.
Welcome. You've got mail.
However, as the internet evolved and broadband internet became more widely available, AOL's business model faced increasing competition and struggled to adapt. On the other side, Time Warner was one of the biggest media companies of the late 20th century, with interest in television, film, publishing, and music. The company had a long history dating back to the early days of film industry, and was responsible for producing some of the most iconic movies and TV shows of all time. In addition to its creative output, Time Warner also owned a number of popular cable TV networks, including HBO, CNN, and Cartoon Network, and had a major presence in the publishing world, with magazines like Time, Sports Illustrated, and People. As the internet began to take hold in the late 1990s, Time Warner saw an opportunity to expand its reach in the digital world and looked to partner with a leading internet company. But before moving further, if you've enjoyed the video so far, please smash on the like button, and if you are interested to know more on the business stories, please subscribe to our channel and click on the bell notification so that you never miss a new video from us. Thank you. The AOL-Time Warner acquisition was initiated in 1999 by AOL. At the time, AOL was a leading provider of internet services and was looking to expand its reach beyond the core business and establish itself as a major player in the broader media landscape. AOL CEO at the time, Steve Case, was a driving force behind the merger, seeing it as a way to combine the strengths of two companies and create a powerful new player in the media industry. Case and his team at AOL believed that by acquiring Time Warner, they could gain access to the vast library of content and intellectual property, as well as valuable distribution channels for that content. They also saw the deal as a way to leverage AOL's technology and expertise in online advertising to monetize the Time Warner's content in new ways. On the other side, Time Warner saw this deal as a way to gain access to AOL's massive online user base and technology infrastructure, also as a way to expand into the digital space and keep pace with the rapidly evolving media landscape. The deal was intended to leverage the strengths of both companies and create a one-stop shop for consumers' media and internet needs, and dominate both the traditional and digital media markets. The deal was one of the largest mergers in history at the time, with a total value of $183 billion. The deal was announced in January 2000 and was structured as a stock-for-stock transaction, with AOL shareholders receiving 55% of the new company and Time Warner shareholders receiving 45%. It was a revolutionary combination of old and new media. However, the deal ultimately proved to be a disaster and was eventually unwounded in 2009, with Time Warner spinning off AOL into a separate entity. After the merger, AOL and Time Warner were not able to work together as per their original plans and continued to operate as separate companies for several years. However, the fallout from merger was weighing heavily on both companies, and they eventually took steps to unwind the deal. In 2009, Time Warner announced that it would spin off AOL into a separate independent company. The move was designed to help Time Warner focus on its core media business and shed the legacy of failed merger. This move was also driven in part by the financial difficulties that AOL had experienced in the years following this merger, as the company struggled to integrate with Time Warner and adapt to the rapidly changing digital landscape. AOL became an independent, publicly traded company with a renewed focus on digital media and advertising. Under the terms of the spin-off, Time Warner retained a minority stake in AOL. Since then, both AOL and Time Warner have undergone significant changes. AOL has shifted its focus from the internet services and towards digital media and advertising, acquiring companies such as the Huffington Post and TechCrunch. In 2015, AOL was acquired by Verizon Communications for $4.4 billion. Meanwhile, Time Warner has continued to evolve and expand its media business, acquiring companies such as Turner Broadcasting System and HBO. In 2018, Time Warner was acquired by at&t for $85 billion and was rebranded as Warner Media. The AOL-Time Warner acquisition is widely regarded as one of the biggest corporate failures in history, and there are several lessons that can be learned from this experience. The first lesson is that the cultural fit is crucial. The AOL-Time Warner merger was a classic case of a culture clash, with the two companies struggling to work together effectively. Companies considering a merger or acquisition should carefully evaluate whether the culture fit between the two organizations is strong enough to support a successful integration or not. Second lesson is that the strategic alignment is key. In order for a merger to be successful, the two companies must have a shared vision and goals for the future. In case of AOL-Time Warner, the two companies had very different strategic priorities, which made it difficult to integrate their operations and work together effectively. Another lesson is to be aware of overvalued stock. In the case of AOL-Time Warner, AOL's stock was highly overvalued at the time of the deal, which led to AOL paying too much for Time Warner. When the dot-com bubble burst shortly after the deal was completed, AOL's stock price plummeted, leaving the company saddled with the debt and unable to realize the promised synergies and benefits of the merger. Companies should carefully evaluate the value of their own stock and the stock of any company they are considering to acquire to avoid overpaying. Another lesson is that the strong leadership is essential. The failure of the AOL-Time Warner merger was due in part to leadership issues as well, including the resentment that Time Warner executives felt towards AOL CEO Steve Case. Strong leadership is essential for any merger or acquisition to be successful, and the company should carefully evaluate the leadership capabilities of other organizations before proceeding with a deal. Another important lesson is that don't underestimate the difficulty of integration. Merging two companies is a complex and difficult process, and it's easy to underestimate the challenges involved. In the case of AOL-Time Warner, the two companies struggled to integrate their operations and work together effectively, leading to huge financial losses and reputational damage for both organizations. Companies should be prepared to invest significant time and resources into the integration process and seek expert guidance to ensure a successful outcome. So, that's about the landmark deal of AOL-Time Warner that had a significant impact on the digital landscape. While the merger ultimately failed, it paved the way for greater competition, innovation, and investment in digital media and technology. Let us know what you think about this acquisition in the comments below. If you have enjoyed this video, please do like it. If you are new here, please subscribe to our channel and help us grow. We are trying to bring more amazing business stories to you. Also, let us know what other business stories you would like to see. With that said, I shall catch you in the next one. Thank you and have a nice day.